nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Sisson.
Here.
Zumwalt.
Here.
Garrell is absent. Huffman.
Here.
Hughes.
Present.
Garcia.
Here.
Holloway.
Here.
And Kellenberger is absent.
All right, we have a quorum. Next up, we have the city report. First thing I want to say, I just want to give a big thank you for all of our city employees. I think we had an early snowstorm this year. They did a great job reacting to that, getting our streets clean as fast as possible. So big thank you to our street crews. The other thing, speaking of that snowstorm, it did affect some of our local shoppers around here. That was a big day for shopping. So if you missed that shopping window, there's a lot of good deals in Litchfield. Please shop local for your Christmas shopping. If you're still looking for those gifts, I'm sure you can find one here in town. That's all I had for the city update. Anything from the floor? All right, next up, was anybody signed up for public participation? No public participants. Next, we have an appointment. I'll need a motion to approve the following committee appointments. For the Economic Development Committee, Todd Niehaus for a 4-year unexpired term of Megan Hyman. So he'll be there until May of 2028. Can I get a motion to that effect? All right, I have a first from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second? Second from Alderperson Huffman. Any comments or discussion about Todd? He's a lifelong resident here, owns a local business. Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia. Holloway.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next, we'll need a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from the November 20th, 2025 meeting. Would someone like to make a motion to that effect, please? Motion from Alderperson Sisson. Can I get a second? Alderperson Garcia. Any amendments or corrections? Roll call, please.
Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
All right, next we need a motion to approve the expenditure report and payroll report for the current period. I get a motion to that effect. Motion from Alderperson Garcia, and a second, please. Alderperson Huffman seconds. Any discussion about the expenditure and payroll report? Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Hughes, lead us off, please.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve a sub-recipient agreement with Great Rivers and Roots Tourism Bureau for $12,500 to repair wayside exhibits at 413 Old Route 66 and 1500 Old Route 66 North, and pour an additional concrete pad at the Route 66 monuments.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Hughes. Can I get a second, please? All right, Alderperson Holloway seconds. Any discussion on this topic?
I think one of the things that's great is this comes at no cost to the city, so this is fantastic. You know, it's kind of a win for us. We're getting something, we're not spending anything, so that's awesome.
So it's all coming from grants, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect, perfect. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Huffman.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson Sisson, please.
I make a motion to approve a proposal from Lauterbach and Amen LLP for preparation of the firefighters funding actuarial valuation for fiscal year 2025, 2026, and 2027 for an amount not to exceed $11,560.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Sisson. Can I get a second, please? All right, Alderperson Holloway seconds. Any discussion about that expense? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Would someone like to read this one for Alderperson Kellenberger? Any volunteers?
I'll just cover all these.
All right, perfect. Alderperson Garcia, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution for an amended development agreement pursuant to the Illinois TIF Act between Litchfield, ILTX LLC, and the city of Litchfield for 1403 West Verdun Street.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second it.
All right, Alderperson Hughes seconds. And Brian, can you just explain what that is really quick?
Sure, so this is for the development agreement for a Marshalls coming into the city. TJ Maxx and Marshalls are owned by the same parent company. And at first, we were only being considered for a Marshalls, I shouldn't say only, a Marshalls would be wonderful. But they have now decided that they may want to locate a TJ Maxx in that location rather than a Marshalls. The original agreement just said Marshalls, so we're amending it to say Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and hope that we will get one or the other when they go to committee this month. So, we should have good news by the end of this month.
Yes, do we know if, Lily Nails and Subway are both on board to move their storefronts?
So I asked the developer about that, and it sounds like, or I asked the owners about that. It sounds like their agreements do have some language in there about, the right to relocate, and the landlord would have to build out a new space for them at the landlord's cost. So I'm not certain about the conversations that have occurred between them, but it does sound like it's all covered in the lease agreements.
So the landlord can force them to move, like you're saying,
It
basically?
sounds like that, yes. I have not personally reviewed the leases, but that's what's been indicated to me.
And also, just for clarification for the public, nothing has, like you said, changed, except we're just adding the additional potential tenant, correct?
Yes, so we're hoping that neither one is guaranteed, we won't be getting both. We're hoping to get a Marshall or a TJ Maxx. We're just adding in or TJ Maxx for opening up that possibility.
So it's just a technicality, the original had Marshalls, this one
Yep.
has TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so. Any further questions? Roll call, please.
Holloway,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Sisson,
Aye.
Zumwalt,
Oh, yeah.
Huffman. I need a raise. If we get that.
Motion
Part-time
carries.
job.
Alright, Alderperson Garcia, you're up again, my friend.
I make a motion to approve a resolution to adopt the updated City of Litchfield and Litchfield Park District Parks and Recreation Master Plan.
Alright, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia, can I get a second, please? Alright, Alderperson Holloway seconds, the floor is now open for discussion, and one thing, I was talking to Alderperson Zumwalt about this, go ahead, let us.
I have some problems with the fact that this refers to the city owning a soccer or a sports complex. It's stated in here that, in lots of places, that the city owns a sports complex on Corvette Drive. The land was purchased in 2021, land wasn't purchased. So, I can't see us approving this without amending it to ignore or whatever all mentions of the, however you need to word it, Mike, that gets rid of all mentions of the sports park.
I
It's
agree.
not there.
I agree 100%, and I went to the Park District meeting last night and talked to them a little about it, and there's a little backstory to it. So if you look at the dates, I believe it was originally approved in like 2021 by the council back then in conjunction with the Park District Board. And then we updated it, and that's just a thing, we just need to take it out. So when they initially made it, that wasn't added recently, it was just not taken out.
Right,
So-
and I understand that, but it,
Yes. So I would say, we probably want to, approve it with the amendment of removing any mentions of a sports complex on Corvette Drive.
would you like me to make that motion?
Does she
Yes.
make a motion to amend?
Yes, please, Jimmy.
I would like to make a motion to approve a resolution to adopt the updated City of Litchfield and Park District Parks and Recreation Master Plan with the exclusion of all statements regarding the sports park
On Corvette Drive.
on Corvette Drive.
I second it.
First and a second, first from Alderperson Zumwalt, second from Alderperson Hughes. Any further discussion on that? I would like to add that I did go to their park board meeting last night. They were very receptive, to the plan. I did talk to them a little bit about Walton Park. Alderperson Hughes was there too. They're looking forward to working with us. They actually talked about at some point, I talked to Mike, I don't know if it's possible, about just having a meeting later and meeting with us in a public format, just talking about the parks in general, kind of working in tandem with that other local city organization. I think that'd be great.
And I was gonna say, I think everybody here would love to see, an actual sports complex in the future, just not that one inside of,
Mayor, I would also like to see if we do a combination, if I buy a city a pass for the beach, can I use the pool? And if I have buy a pass for the pool, can I use the beach? I think there needs to be some mixing.
Yeah.
There and not such a set divide.
Work more together. I agree 100%. That's a great point to make. But in general, I think we got a motion on the floor for the amended version, withdrawing that information we talked about with the old sports complex. Is there any further conversation on this? Roll call, please.
Sisson,
Aye.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Huffman,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Holloway.
Alright, motion carries.
Is that just to make the.
That was to amend it.
I'll
Now
make
we
the
can
amendment.
amend it.
Fine.
Motion to approve it as amended.
What he said, now we're on round two, which is the actual amendment. That was the motion, now we're voting on the amended version.
Yes, to approve the amended
Nope.
version.
Oh, okay.
First,
I'll second, he first, I second.
alright, Garcia and Zumwalt.
All
First,
right,
and now we'll do a roll call for that, please.
okay. Holloway,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Sisson,
Aye.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Huffman.
Alright, motion carries. Alderperson Garcia.
I make a motion to approve a pay request by Fund Construction for tapping into the existing water main on the corner of East Clark and North Maple and connecting the tap water main into the new water main for Wildflower subdivision for $28,309.13.
Alright, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please?
No.
Alderperson Zumwalt. Second, any discussion on this? I will note they have a page now, P-Fund Construction, I think it's called Wildflower Subdivision, and they're kind of updating the progress as they go along. They're making progress, it seems now, almost on a weekly, monthly basis, so it's great to see. Any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Holloway,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Sisson,
Aye.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries. Alderperson Garcia, you're up again, my friend.
I make a motion for a resolution approving a change order to increase the contract amount with Petersburg Plumbing and Excavating LLC for the State Street water main project.
Alright, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Huffman seconds. Any discussion on this? Yeah, go ahead.
For the record, can we state the amount that's gonna be changed?
Yes.
I had roughly 38,000. I might
Yeah,
not be the penny.
it was roughly 38,000, and I can look at the exact amount for you.
And one thing for the public, this is for the project right over here, on State Street. I believe I was talking to Bill Greider, the project coordinator, about this. And he mentioned there's a lot of old pipes, and as they dug down, just the depth for some of it, and they ran into some unexpected things, underground, which is to be expected when you're dealing with the old infrastructure we were replacing. So just FYI, that's what those change orders refer for my understanding.
And
Yeah,
it's
it is.
38,665.32.
Yep.
And this comes out of TIP funding?
Yes, it does.
Tip one, correct. All right, any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Hughes,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Sisson,
Aye.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Huffman,
Aye.
Holloway.
Motion carries. Alderperson Garcia.
I make a motion to approve a resolution waiving competitive bidding procedures and authorizing the emergency expenditures for the Litchfield water treatment plant.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Huffman seconds. Brandon, any updates on that?
Everything is going well. We do have a plan to, go off the free chlorine and get back to monochloramines and ammonia. We've got all of that contracted now to replace the lines and redo the systems. So that should definitely help with any, unusual taste or odor that anyone is experiencing. So things are on the right track.
Can we state for this particular, competitive bidding, what is the exact, amount of money that we are, spending on this particular emergency?
Sure.
I see 230,466.56.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have not really concerns, but just kind of questions here. So this is now, if we calculate what we spent, I think last week, I'm just gonna give you a rough estimate. I think last time we met, it was about 30,000. And then between the two times before, we're looking at somewhere close to $500,000 or thereabouts.
Yeah,
So now
so-
sitting at you're now sitting at $750,000. So my concern is like, if I was a member of the public, that might alarm me to a certain extent to see $750,000 spent within really the space of just slightly over a month.
Mhm.
And are we going to hit a point where we go, hey, this is now such a significant hit on the budget that we're gonna bond it out, or we're gonna do something along that line? Can you explain that?
So it seems like we are, pretty close to the finish line. Before this agenda item, we were just roughly at about 525,000 in emergency expenditures, which is a lot of money. These were things that would be budgeted for and happening over the next few years. So, right now, we do have ample reserve funds. Looking at our last, budget projections that were done in October, we were sitting at about 20 million in reserves overall for the city, with over 2 million in reserves specifically for the water fund. So we do have a healthy fund balance. We're not at the point currently where we're looking at needing to bond anything out. Getting back to the monochloramines and ammonia, improving those systems is kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. After that, it should be pretty small emergency expenditures. So I do feel like we are approaching the finish line once we get that under our belt. And then we will be, we are having a full study done for the water plant, just like for the sewer plant. That will allow us to budget and potentially then bond out for upgrades that don't need to occur as emergency expenditures.
And I understand the condition that the plan is in. I think, I think that's pretty self-explanatory to have a week, that we have a boil over the entire community. Obviously, there's, issues and concerns there. I just know I want to make sure that we clarify that for the sake of the public, because I know I would have, huge questions like, why is all this money? Is there gonna come a point where the city goes, hey, this has reached
Yeah,
a stopping
absolutely.
point, yeah, because that's a lot of money.
Yes.
And I just want to chime in, I think that's a great point to say, we've been tracking that, greatly, and making sure our reserves are good and sufficiently funded. But the big thing, like Brianna kind of touched on, is before this even happened, we had a rate study in the works, and come budget time, the water and our underground infrastructure is gonna be front and center for us to review, and we'll have all that data, especially from the other communities, to see where we lie, look at these emergency expenditures, and then move forward. But I think that's a great point to bring to the public's attention, because we're talking about $250,000 that we just approved, and we've had darn near.
In the big scheme of things, $750,000 is not an enormous thing, but in aspect of the city budget, like looking at that, that's nearly $1 million, that's not a small thing for us either.
I agree 100%, great point you made. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Abstain.
Huffman.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson Garcia, take us home, please.
I make a motion to approve a resolution accepting a bid from Higher Plumbing and Heating, Inc. to replace approximately 7,020 linear feet of water main, 13,060 linear feet of directional bore, hydrants, and all related.
Appurtenances.
Yeah.
That word.
I've run across that before. Along Verdun Street North, Clinton Street East, Tyler Avenue South, and Old Route 66 West for the amount not to exceed $1,763,517.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Zumwalt seconds. And Brianne, we're match funding, so grants funding half of this amount?
No, we actually have a grant for 1.5 million
Okay,
for
great.
this one.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for clearing that up for me. So most of it's coming from grant. Hear that? Any further discussion on this?
I do.
Mhm.
The clarification on, Verdun runs usually east and west, but it's mentioning north.
I was
in
thinking
here.
that too.
Yeah,
And
so
Clinton-
I took this description from the engineers, but it does go along Verdun over the railroad tracks, so it would be, it would be.
So like the north side of Verdun
Yeah.
instead of.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
alright.
not Verdun running north, but along the north
North
side
side
of.
of
Cause I wondered the same
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Well,
clarifying that.
Tyler's the same way, cause they don't run that way.
Right.
All right, perfect. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Motion carries. I guess we'll need some honorary people to make this adjournment motion since our normal.
I make a motion.
Alderperson
to adjourn.
Zumwalt with a motion to adjourn,
Second it.
and a second from Alderperson Hughes for adjournment. Roll call, please.
Hold on. Zumwalt.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Huffman. Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia. Holloway.
Motion
It's
carries. We
the
are
last
adjourned.
time you guys get to do that.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
I set the record.
Yeah.
Never been this.
Meeting.
Thank you for letting me